Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Saturday and Sunday, December 2nd and December 3rd, 2017 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is Mastery is my responsible presence, moment to moment. And when I say responsible, it is always response-able. How are you responding in this moment? How are you responding as a master? As a master of yourself, as a master connected to your soul in this moment-to-moment experience. And this is going to be so important over this weekend. We have so much going on. We are building into the full moon. The full moon is going to be happening 7:47 a.m. Sunday morning. That's Pacific time. It is at 11 degrees, which is a degree of mastery. It's a degree of reflection as well. And that's really interesting because Gemini, is represented by the twins, but those twins are also showing us this mirrored reflection. So there is sure to be mirrors around us in and through this weekend. We also have Mercury, which funny enough is the ruler of Gemini. We have Mercury going retrograde. Mercury is going retrograde late Saturday night, early Sunday morning, depending where you live. It's going retrograde at 11:34 p.m. Pacific time on Saturday evening. So, whoa, Gemini process is going to be up. And we'll get into these things, but just so you know, that retrograde is going to be going until December 22nd. Now, in the background, you need to know what else has been going on. We have been working with Mars and Uranus energy, which has electrified and fired us up. So, as we've been building into this full moon, we've been feeling those energies. Now, they're kind of moving away from each other, so there's a little bit of a dissipation, but that energy is still present. And with the full moon rising, you may tap into that electricity fairly easily. Mastery is my responsible presence moment to moment. Are you showing up in a way that you would like to say, yes, I responded in this way? Reactions could be at an all-time high with this energy, but you do have the power moment to moment to respond in a way, in a healing manner, to respond in a way that's true to the path you want to be on, the healed path, rather than the wounded path. Just saying. All right, so let's just get into these transits and we'll dig in. Moon is shifting into Gemini Saturday afternoon. It's actually relatively quiet until the moon shifts into Gemini. So Saturday morning may be a great time to take it easy. Saturday afternoon may be a great time to join me and Nikki at our first live GPS workshop in LA. So if you happen to be around, come join us. You can find that on the events page, Gaia Blooming. But that moon into Gemini is going to be amplifying our mental energy. Now, we really have to be very vigilant about this mental energy that we are amplifying because we have Mercury, the ruler of Gemini, at 29 degrees in Sagittarius, preparing to go retrograde. But the 29th degree, there's mastery in that. The 3 gates may be your best friends. Is it kind? Is it true? Is it necessary? Mimi adds 2 more gates on. Is this for me or is this for somebody else? Because oftentimes we get this information and we're going to be like, I'm going to shove it in your face, this information that I got. And it is not necessarily for that purpose. We also have to realize that right there with Mercury, we have Saturn. Saturn finishing up in Sagittarius. Saturn will have moved to 28 degrees. So it's like right there. And Saturn has us going through, shifting through, sorting through any knowledge, wisdom, learning, beliefs, truths that we have picked up over this lifetime and even possibly others. And it's really important that we keep sifting through these energies to see, does it still resonate where you are now? Where you are now in this moment is different than where you were 1 minute ago. Where you are now is different than when we started this Saturn and Sagittarius. Wow, is it ever? This Saturn and Sagittarius experience. I actually had that experience tonight. I was driving and I had my iPod plugged in and it had music on it that I haven't listened to probably in over a year or so, and I was listening to the song and I was like, oh my gosh, I have a totally different experience of this song than I had a year ago when I last heard this. Oh my gosh, like, have I changed and shifted that much? Yes. Yes, moment to moment there is change and shift, and that's one of the things we really need to realize and recognize with the mutability going on right now. Change is in the air, and it's good. Like, we want this change to be in the air, and we want to ride the tides in this change, but we really have to be vigilant about our own personal process in and through these energies. How are you showing up? How are you being responsible? How are you being very vigilant about what thoughts are coming out? Because my feeling is, with all of this master energy, it's either going to feel kind of like instant manifestation or instant karma. Like, I feel like the universe is like, you have to know how powerful you are. You have to know, you have to recognize how powerful your mind and your thoughts are. Now is the time. Let's get this figured out. All right, so that being said, let's continue on with all of this astro. The moon will then connect to Venus. That will connect, Venus is newly in Sagittarius. And I asked, with Venus in Sagittarius, how can you expand as love? Well, this connection at 2 degrees is asking you to expand as love through self-care. What can you do to nurture yourself? What do you need right now to expand in your essence, to expand in your presence, to expand in knowing your worth? Do that. Listen into what you need. Do that. The next connection. Ooh, yes. Ooh, is this going to be happening when we are working our stuff? Yeah, right around the end of it. So this will be building right as we're doing our GPS. We have Jupiter connecting to Neptune. So Jupiter is in Scorpio, 11 degrees, that master degree process. Neptune in Pisces, 11 degrees, that master degree process. The only thing I wrote on my little cheat sheet of like, what to say, this goes deep. Wow, this intuition goes deep. Stuff is going to be coming up. Jupiter in Scorpio is not afraid to dredge up the stuff from the bottom. And Neptune in Pisces is like, I see the bigger picture. I see the connection. I see the through line, the healing through line in this. So this is a really beautiful connection. And this connection is really leading us into the full moon energy, because the full moon is going to connect to Jupiter. The sun and the moon are going to connect into that Neptune energy, all 11 degrees, this master process. And the master knows that there are the times where you have to go and look at those shadows. It's important to witness those parts. We all need witnesses for those parts, and realize those obstacles, those pains, those traumas, they don't have to just sit there. There is healing available. There is, I don't know if remedy is the right word, or even elixir is the right word, but there is, I don't know, this is what I'm seeing. There is a potential flowering from this energy, if you can be willing to sit with it. But just realize, I mean, wounds are not, Scorpio brings lightest light, darkest dark. So it could be other stuff that comes through. Whatever it is, be willing to sit with it. Be willing to be present with it, because that is part of your mastery process. And if it's coming up, it's important. And like I said, I'm really excited to see what comes up in our GPS workshop, because wow, what a connection. All right, so next thing that we're moving into is that Mercury retrograde. Oh my gosh. I think it's so amazing. I love looking at the astro transits every day, because I think it's truly amazing what the universe does. How incredible is it that Mercury is going retrograde in Sagittarius, in the sign where we're finishing up this Saturn retrograde that really does deal so much with mental stuff and the mental jargon that we have picked up over time. I have such interesting cards with all of this. Okay, this is the first card that I that I was just thinking about when I sing this. This is the stress card. This is the card that I say, take your monkey out for a walk. And this may be a daily practice during this Mercury retrograde. Take your monkey out for a walk. And by the way, put down the trombone, put down the juggling candles, and maybe also take off the clown costume because it doesn't look very comfortable unless you really like walking around in green tights. You must be like Buddy the Elf. Also, you do not have to balance yourself on the bubble. Just take your monkey out for a walk. This Mercury retrograde, I do feel like we are going to be called to simplify. And I'm really excited to get into the Sabian symbols of the full moon because I think there's some balance in the simplification that we need to do. We really need to notice where we are holding these beliefs that are holding us back. We need to realize what is up to be let go at this time. We have to realize where we've been holding illusions. And you know, the thing with illusion, and I say this, and I even wrote this here with the moon connecting to Neptune, use your illusion. Like these stories that pop up, these things that pop up, they're there for a reason. And if something is bringing you joy, bringing you pleasure, like use that illusion. But realize so many times the illusions that we are stuck in are the ones we have to let go of. They're the ones that bring us stress. It is my firmest belief that, okay, so for instance, do your life story. You know, you love someone and you're like, well, that's not going to happen. But that's just what you feel, you know, because like you can't really shift that. Well, love that person. Love them. Have no expectation, but love that person. And the universe notices that love and returns to you that love of something, you know, that or better. And it's not clinging. It's not clinging kind of love, but it's like, I love this energy. I become buoyant from this energy. Use that illusion. Use that to help move you. Use that to help translate you into your imagination where it is that you'd like to go, rather than being stuck here, rather than being stuck in the stress, rather being stuck in good things never happen to me. Good things aren't going to happen for you when you're stuck in good things don't happen for me. Even if it's like subliminal, like that's not how the universe works, and it's very important to get very clear in your mind. So use your illusion. Don't cling. Don't pin a face to the love so much, you know, be like, okay, universe, what are you bringing me? And then get ready. Because interesting things can happen. But this is going to be the process of this Mercury retrograde where you can go in, you can let go, you can shift. And we want to let go of these shoulds, and we want to let go of these clouds that weigh so heavily on us and these things that keep us from fully shining our light. This is going to be a major, major trust process beyond our illusion, beyond the stress, when we're able to let go. So this Mercury retrograde process, very potent. Now, of course, the usual things are going to happen. Technology is going to be wonky. Communications are going to be off. I've already been experiencing all of that. Cross your T's, dot your I's, give yourself extra time, be patient with your technology. Realize that if your phone's not turning on now, it may turn on in an hour because that happens. Give yourself the space and time. Be responsible moment to moment with your presence, however you're showing up and whatever's showing up for you. And always ask, is this a lesson? Is there a lesson in this for me? I'm willing to see the lesson. But most of all, this process really is about shifting through, shifting through your beliefs to get beyond these illusions, to get beyond the shoulds, to get beyond these limitations that you've had on yourself, because that's really the feeling. Like Sagittarius wants us to be able to embrace the spirit of infinite possibilities. Spirit of infinite possibilities, the spirit of divine creativity. Sagittarius wants us to embrace that, the freedom in that. But we have to get past these mental blocks. We have to get past the shoulds. And we have to realize that everything is always evolving. Change is the only constant. And again, this gets into the Sabian symbol. Let's go there. Because full moon on Sunday, December 3rd, 7:47 a.m., 11 degrees. So the sun is 11 degrees Sagittarius. The moon is 11 degrees Gemini. twin moon. Mirrors everywhere. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Yeah, am I that silly? Or I don't know. I want to rhyme it, but I can't get the right rhyming word. But this full moon energy is connecting, like I said, into Neptune. We have a T-square, which T-squares come up, and it's like the mutable signs. Which way am I going to go? And it's good. It's good to stand at that crossroads and be like, which way am I going to go? What is true to you at this moment? What, if you are being the master, which direction are you going to go? If you are being responsible, if you are responding to your soul, if you are being present in this moment, which way are you going to go? That is your mastery process in this moment. That is the lesson you need to follow in this moment. There may be confusion. That's probably going to be a lot of the fray. That's probably going to be a lot of the shoulds. It's probably going to be some of the other people's illusions that you've picked up over time that it's time to get beyond. Trust your own path. Trust your light in and through this energy. I keep saying I want to get into the Sabian symbols. Now's the time. All right. So the Sabian symbol for where the moon is. Gemini, 11 degrees. Newly opened lands offer the pioneer new opportunities for experience. I love this because Gemini loves the shiny. Gemini loves the new. And that's one of the best things about mutable energy. It's always changing. So we have this opportunity for change. And if you remember back with, was it the new moon that we had? The new moon, I believe it was. The new moon in Scorpio. I think it was. We had the Native Americans that were reaching their new land. And here we have that through line. Here we are, the newly opened land. Here is the new. And yet, I love this so much. I love how it connects. The Sagittarius, 11 degrees. In the left section of an archaic temple, a lamp burns in a container shaped like a human body. This reminds me, this is part of the balance that we have going on. There is the shiny and the new. There is the change. But yet, also know those things that you can rely on in and through yourself to help you get through and move through these energies. Whatever those processes are, maybe your process is light crystals. Maybe your process is meditation. Maybe your process is getting out into nature. But know those old standard things that even as the world is swirling and changing, know those things that help you connect into your light. The light that's in the temple that is shaped like the human. How do you tune into your light? So that you can expand into these new things that are coming up and through. Just remember, there is a lot of changeability in this energy. Who you are today is not who you're going to be tomorrow. You as the master now is not who you are as the master will be tomorrow. And that's just important to remember that. Interestingly enough, I was looking at the Sabian symbols for Neptune and Scorpio. Neptune and Jupiter, because they are feeding in at 11 degrees. And I think, if you watch me regularly, you may recognize this one. The Scorpio one, where Jupiter is. A drowning man is being rescued. And this, to me, is just, those parts of ourselves that are coming up that have value in them. These shadows that are coming up. We are taking them out of the depths and processing them, bringing them into the light, bringing them into joy, bringing them back to life, putting the life back into them, putting the light back into them. The archaic temple, the body shaped as the light. So this full moon definitely could be bringing some stuff up. And then the last Sabian symbol, which I also was like, oh, here's this energy. And I think you'd recognize this one too. Pisces, 11 degrees. Men traveling a narrow path, seeking illumination. Your path. That's the thing about your path. It's a path to infinite possibilities, and yet your path is not his path. Your path is not her path. Your path is not my path. Your path is your path, and it is this narrow path of I started taking on that person's illusion, that person's shoulds, that person's monkey. Oops, that way. This is a narrow path. And so there's always going to be those times where we need to come back into recalibration. And I think some of this astro energy that's going on right now is just helping us recalibrate. So we can choose our path in a way that honors us, in a way that honors our soul, in a way that is responsible to the deepest, truest, bedrocked part of ourselves. What else do I want to say? Last thing I do want to say, this is going to be an important part of the process. We have Ceres connecting to the North Node still. So part of your golden path is showing up as the mother for yourself. Nurture yourself through this process. What does your inner child need to stay on the path, to be true to yourself? This is potent energy. This is mastery process overload on so many levels. I mean, all these like master level things, including Mercury at 29 degrees, it's so much. So you really have to stand by, and you have to pat yourself on the back, when you do good, and also pat yourself on your back when you fall off the narrow path. And then just keep coming back around. Okay, gonna honor myself, gonna honor myself, gonna honor myself, because woo! I was cleaning the other day, and I found I always have like little notes where I write down Abrahamisms, and I love this because I think this is gonna work with these energies really well. Again, reminding you that they are mutable, which means they are very changeable. Surrender to what is the greatest control you have to move beyond the resistance. Surrendering to what is. Surrendering to what is being present with what is right now. And then tuning in deeper and knowing like there's a solution. There's always a solution, but we have to be present. We have to tune deeper in. And sometimes the solution is, okay, I'm going to be present for this, and I'm going to trust that Spirit's going to help me work this out. From The Universe Has Your Back, the more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. 100%. Be fearless and free in your intention. Remember, this is like a really strong mental game with all of this stuff. Your mind could be going in overdrive. Be very vigilant with your mental powers. Realize it is a power. Your mind is like a magic wand that you are waving right now. What are you doing with it? And is it serving the world and its highest good? Is it serving you and your highest good? Time to look at that. And the final card from Sacred Traveler, overcoming obstacles. You can overcome anything. There is always a solution. There may be blockages in your life. However, you absolutely have all the inner resources you need, not just to overcome the difficulty, but to thrive as a result. No matter what the obstacle is, you are amassing your inner strength to step beyond it. If there is a dream you desire that has eluded, know that you have the inner skills to move beyond any blockages preventing you from achieving this goal. Use any obstacle as a stepping stone to great achievement and success in your life. And this reminds me of the sword and the stone. And the reason Arthur could pull the sword out of the stone was because he was in his integrity. He was in his soul truth. He was living his soul path. What is your sword stuck in the stone? And can you pull it out by being true to yourself? Yes, you can, but you have to be true to yourself, or that sword is going to be stuck until you get into that space where you're like, okay, this is me. This is who I am. I'm going to be true to me. All right. So that being said, book a reading if you want to dive deeper into your chart. GaiaBlooming.com. Email me with any questions. The better it gets, the better it gets. And part of your mastery process is knowing there is enough of everything in the world for you, especially love. Namaste.